History's strange, it's alien, and it won't give us what we would like to have.
What you are looking at is not just a submarine pushing through heavy seas. It is a hinge point in naval history. USS Nautilus, hull number 571. Looks familiar to modern eyes, but in her day she was something no navy had ever possessed. This boat did not merely improve on what came before. She broke the old rules and made new ones unavoidable. When Nautilus went to sea, the nuclear navy went with her, whether the world was ready or not. January 17, 1955. 11 o'clock in the morning. Groton, Connecticut. Commander Eugene P. Wilkinson sends a signal to the submarine tender Fulton. The message is short. Underway on nuclear power. That is it. No flourish, no rhetoric. In that moment, every surface ship and submarine on Earth becomes obsolete by comparison. For the first time, a vehicle moves under sustained, controlled nuclear fission. History often arrives quietly, and this was one of those moments. For decades, warships were chained to fuel. Speed, range, and endurance were always negotiable, always finite. Admiral Hyman G. Rickover made it his mission to break that tether. He was not charming. He was not gentle. He enforced engineering discipline like a moral code. Systems had to work, people had to know them cold, and excuses were not accepted. What Rickover wanted was simple and radical. A true submersible that could stay down, go fast, and keep going. Before Nautilus ever touched salt water, the idea had to prove itself far from the sea. In the Idaho desert, the S-1W prototype reactor was built and run as if it were already at war. Engineers simulated a non-stop submerged voyage from Newfoundland to Ireland. No crew, no waves, no romance. Just physics, heat, pressure, and time. The reactor ran. The theory held. Only then was the Navy willing to put sailors on board. Once approved, the project moved quickly. Authorized in the fiscal year 1952 shipbuilding program, Nautilus took shape at Electric Boat in Groton. President Harry Truman laid the keel in June of 1952. Mamie Eisenhower launched the ship in January of 1954. By September, she was commissioned, from blueprint to steel in just over 2 years. That speed reflected urgency, but also confidence that the future had already arrived. Before sailing, the crew conducted what submariners call a fast cruise. For 4 days, the boat stayed tied to the pier, while everything ran as if they were already at sea. Drills, casualties, long watches, no shortcuts. This was not ceremony. It was proof. If something failed here, it would fail worse offshore. When the fast cruise ended, Nautilus was ready, at least as ready as any first-of-its-kind vessel ever is. As departure approached, public affairs officers prepared a speech for Wilkinson. It ran more than a page. It tried to capture history in polished language. Wilkinson rejected it completely. He chose 4 words instead. Underway on nuclear power. Sailors respect clarity. The message did not explain itself. It did not need to. Departure was tense. A minor engineering issue appeared just as Nautilus got underway. On any other submarine, this would have been inconvenient. On this one, it carried weight. The issue was corrected. Wilkinson conned the ship into the channel. The signal lamp flashed to Fulton. The nuclear age was no longer theoretical. It was moving. The shakedown cruise in May of 1955 answered the skeptics. Submerged from New London to San Juan, Puerto Rico. 1,381 miles, 89.9 hours, an average of 16 knots. It was the fastest transit ever recorded between those ports, surface or submerged. Nautilus did not surface because she did not need to. During NATO exercises later that year, the rules of anti-submarine warfare collapsed. Nautilus outran destroyers, attacked from depth, and escaped before escorts could react. She was not invincible, but she was unfair. Navies around the world took notes, some in alarm, some in envy. Life aboard Nautilus felt different. No diesel fumes, air conditioning, unlimited fresh water, a jukebox, an ice cream machine. These were not luxuries, they were tools for endurance. A submarine that could stay down needed a crew that could last. Being first carried a price. Nautilus was noisy. Pumps ran constantly. Machinery vibrated. She cost twice as much as conventional submarines. She taught hard lessons so later boats could be quieter, cheaper, and deadlier. That is how progress usually works. The real revolution was range. The first reactor core powered Nautilus for 2 years and more than 62,000 miles. Just as Fulton ended the tyranny of wind, Nautilus ended the tyranny of fuel. Everything that followed rested on that fact. Today, Nautilus rests in Groton as a museum and a landmark. She earned a Presidential Unit Citation and a permanent place in naval history. She left Groton under her own power in 1979, was decommissioned, and returned to tell her story. The nuclear navy did not begin with a battle. It began with a message, a reactor, and a crew willing to trust both. Underway on nuclear power was not a slogan. It was a statement of fact. And the ocean has not been the same since.
Check out more stories from history at davedoeshistory.org.